In this exercise, we are going to draw this small line, and with just this line, we will end up with 12 cubes just like this. I'll go to File, Place, Exercise 22. I click, check Template and Place. I'm gonna zoom on this line. I go to Line Segment Tool. I place the cursor right here. I'm gonna press Shift and draw a vertical line just like this. Now I'm gonna hide the template. I no longer need it. What I'm gonna do now, I'm going to apply an effect to this line and rotate it by 120 to get a line like this. So the line is now selected. I go to Effect, Distort and Transform, and I click on Transform. First thing, I'm going to change the center of the transformation. I'm going to click here on this point on top, and the angle 360 divided by 3, which is equals to 120, and I'm going to click OK, and look what happens. Now the line is here. If I click away, now the line is here, but that's just an effect. If I go to View, I click on Outline, you see that the real line is here and this line is imaginary. It's just an effect. I'm gonna go back, View, GPU, Preview. I'm gonna select the line. I go to Object, I click on Expand Appearance, and now all of a sudden it became real, and we can verify this. I go to View, Outline. Now you see this is a real line and it's not just an effect, it's not imaginary. View, GPU, Preview. I'm gonna select this line now. I'm gonna click on Effect, Distort and Transform. I'm going to, first of all, click here in the bottom left corner. This is the center of the transformation. I want it to be here, and the angle 120. And this time I'm gonna set copies to 1. I make 1 copy and click on OK. Same thing, I need to expand appearance because right now, View, Outline, this is the only real line and the other just an effect. I go back, selected, I go to Object, Expand Appearance, and now View, Outline. You see now we have 2 real lines. I go back, the 2 lines are selected, Effect, Distort and Transform. I click on Transform. This time I'm gonna set the center of the transformation here in the bottom. I'm gonna check Reflect X and Reflect Y. Now I made a mistake. The center of the transformation must be on top. I made a mistake. The center of the rotation on top. Reflect X, Reflect Y. Now we have a reflection right here of the 2 lines. And I'm going to set copies to 1. I click on OK. Now we have these 2 lines and the copy. I'm gonna Object, Expand Appearance. Now we have 4 real lines. I'm going to select everything. I go to Object, Path, and I'm going to join the 4 lines. I can either click here or use the shortcut Ctrl J. I click, join, and now the lines are connected. Now that they are connected, I can choose any color. I double click on the fill, and I'm going to choose this blue color. I click on OK. And the stroke, I'm going to set it to none, just like this. Now this is selected, this shape is selected. I go to effect, distort and transform. I click on transform. I'm gonna set the center of the transformation. At the bottom, I click here, rotate 120. I'm going to set the number of copies to, now is 0, 1, 2. This is exactly what we want. And I'm going to click on OK. Now object, expand appearance, and now we have 3 parts. The 3 parts that make the cube. The 3 parts are inside the group. I can access what's inside the group using the direct selection tool. I'm gonna select this part. I'm gonna click on color guide. I'm gonna choose shades. I click on shades. I click on the color blue here, set base color to current color. Make sure it's shades, and now we have different shades of the same color blue. I'm going to set this part to this shade of blue, a slightly darker shade, and this part a slightly darker shade, like this. Now we have a cube and it looks good. I go back to selection tool. I'm gonna select the cube now. I'm gonna zoom out like this. I go to effect, distort and transform. I click on transform. Now I want 3 copies. Now we have 1 cube. I want to get 4 cubes, so I need 3 copies. I set copies to 3. And now I go to move, and I'm going to increase this like this. I'm gonna move the window so you can see. I increase like this up to 300, and vertical up to 170, like this. Now we have 4 cubes. I click on OK. Object, expand appearance. Now we have 4 cubes that are real. They are not just an effect. I click, right click, and click on ungroup. Now they are separate cubes. Control Z to go back. I'm going to right click on this cube, arrange, bring to front, arrange, bring to front, and this cube, arrange, bring to front. Now we have 4 cubes aligned just like this. We're going to select all of them and group them back. Right click and group. I select the group, and I'm going to apply an effect, distort, transform. I need to make 2 copies. I want 12. So I'm gonna set this to 2. I go here, and I'm going to increase the value of horizontal. Now I'm gonna go -0. I go like this. I'm gonna move the window so you can see. I move horizontal. I move vertically too. I'm increasing the values using the shift and the arrows. Okay, I'm going to set horizontal to -220, and vertical I'm gonna keep it at 500, like this. And just like that, we have 12 cubes. As you see, we can increase the number of copies if we want to, like this, but that's not what we want. So we have this original, and we make 2 more copies, this one, and I'm gonna click on OK. Object, expand appearance, same thing we did earlier. Now I'm gonna click on the lasso tool. I'm gonna select everything here. I'm gonna double click. I'm gonna choose this green color and this very bright green color, and I click on OK. I'm going to select everything here, the 4 cubes here. I double click and I'm going to choose this bright red color. I click on OK. And now I use the direct selection tool. I'm going to select this part. I press shift, select this part, and this part. I'm going to open color guide one more time. I click on shades. I click on the green color, set base color to the current color, and these parts are selected. I'm going to choose a darker shade of the same color green. I press shift. I click away first, press shift. I select these parts now. Now the 4 parts are selected, and I'm going to choose a darker shade of green, just like this, and we end up with this result. I'm going to do the same thing here. I press shift, click away first, press shift. I select these parts. I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna choose a darker shade of red, click away, press shift, and I'm going to select these parts, and I'm going to click on this shade of red, a darker shade, and we end up with this result. The 12 cubes are inside one group, so there is no need to group them together, and I'm going to align them. I click here, horizontal align center and vertical align center. Now they are in the middle of the artboard. The exercise now is finished. You go do the same and don't forget to save.